you go. One person waiting.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven, where home plus art equals heart. In today's live video broadcast, it is Coffee with Clara and Tish, which I think is ironic because I don't think Clara drinks coffee. And tonight I have, well, it's kind of coffee. It's hot cocoa mocha. So it's not really all coffee. It's a little bit of hot chocolate too. But anyway, I'm fully caffeinated and I'm ripper and ready to go. So let's bring in Clara. Good morning, Clara.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Howdy, howdy.
Hello. So today we're going to be doing acrylic pour swipes. But before we get started, let's say hello to those that are in chat real quick. And you'll have to forgive me. I only have the live chat box up on my monitor right here. So I can only see like maybe 15 people. 15 posts at a time because it's a little tiny square. It's a little tiny monitor. So I see Art Flow by Mo in there. Doris is here. Good morning, Doris. WNS, good morning, Shane. Hello, Virginia. Hello, Christine. Hello, Julie. Welcome. Good morning, Christina Welsh is here. Good morning, good morning. So what we're going to be doing is Clara is a resin expert and just like, you know, the queen of resin. She does some magnificent things, but she wanted to learn some acrylic pouring techniques as well. And I'm like, well, we can do that. You know, we can learn live on my channel if you want. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So we are doing it. And she wanted to learn certain things. So we're going over the certain things that she wanted to learn. And we're going to bring in swipes next week with resin. So be sure to tune in next week when we do that. But this week we're doing acrylic pouring. And for my mix, I'm using, if I can grab it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sore. The mixed pouring medium from the two ladies over at Cap. I can never say it. It never wants to come out of my mouth.
That's what she said.
Anyway, is it too early to do that kind of stuff? I don't know. That's the way my brain works in the morning. I don't have enough caffeine in my system. I have too much blood in my caffeine system.
Once you're an adult, you're always an adult, so you know, hey.
It's not for adults. I have learned my lesson. Anytime I'm live, I am just marking it for adults because I got my hiney chewed out from somebody. There are kids in this room. And I'm like, well, they're not supposed to be here. So anyway, I'm going to be using the mix, and Clara is going to be using just a basic Floetrol mix that we've been working on the last few weeks on other live streams. I will put the playlist down in the description box. I think I already have, but I'll make sure it's there for all the learning beginner's basics for both resin and acrylic pouring is on that list. So be sure to check out those. That is my goal for next week after I get all this auction stuff taken care of, is to go through and timestamp all of those videos. Very I am a glutton for punishment. So
yes, pretty much. I've yet to timestamp anything.
I figure, I don't do edited videos, as much as I should. And that's something that's going to be changing after the first of the year. I'm going to start doing more edited videos. I keep saying that. I know, I keep saying it, but I just hate editing. I loathe it. I hate even just like recording a video and uploading it and all that other stuff. I like going live because it does it all for me. I do the thing and it does the thing, and there we are. So
yeah, and there's a part of that I envy immensely.
So anywho, this is how I do my swipes. Every artist has their own way of doing swipes. Every artist has their own way of doing these pours and those pours. This is just how I do mine. So hang on one second. Okay. There, now I don't feel like I'm doing a pantomime. I had the light on behind me and I could see my shadow. I'm like, it's bothering me. It's like there's another person in the room. Whoa. Anyway, so I use a thin top pour, like the swipe color is thin, and my colors are on the thicker side. I do a base coat, just a very, very thin base coat, even on a tile, just so it swipes nicely. Now, there are so many things you can do with a swipe, and there's so many options you can have. Today, we're going to be doing swipes without silicone or any other additives. We're just going to use the pouring mediums and try and use the Rayleigh-Taylor instability, which is the interface between two fluids of different densities. And the lighter fluid is pushing around the heavier fluid. It's basically it's kind of a law of attraction type thing, or detraction, and something
playing
showing
with the densities, basically.
Yeah, you're playing with densities. So my white mix has titanium white in it, which is one of the most dense paints. Not stupid, just dense. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing with resin too.
So yeah, with resin pigments, yeah. And so I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my tile.
Okay.
Just to kind of, and this is my Dutch pour consistency. I did add a little bit more of, it's like almost, I would say a strong one for consistency. And for those of you who are new to the channel, when I say it has I can't talk this morning. Good Lord, I need more coffee or something.
We still love you.
When I say it has a consistency of 1, that means that when it translates to by soaping days, and it's called trace, and that means when you take your stick and you make a ribbon, you can only get a count of 1 in before it disappears. So, and most of these paints here are strong 2, almost a 3. I got a little heavy-handed with the water this morning, so which is kind of, like I was telling Clara, I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. I just kind of go through. All right, so.
Yeah, I swipe heavy when it comes to resin as well.
It's like, oh, good God. This is my bin of swipey tools, okay? And some of them aren't swipey tools as, like, these are my cheaters for doing flip cups. But I just keep them in here because they're all, like, they all stack in nicely. So I've got things like an umpire brush. I've got Mr. Chunky in here, which is what we'll be playing with coming up. We'll be doing chunky swipes, and because I'm going to be getting canvases today because I'm almost out of canvases, and it's a sad, sad thing. This is just a piece of flexible cutting board from the dollar store that I've had these for a couple of years now. I have different sizes, different shapes. And it's all about what you want to create. And it's about playing on tiles until you figure it out and then do something on your canvas. But this is just a little tiny piece. He's no bigger than my thumb. He's rounded on one end and square on the other. So I can do just really fine, delicate swipes. Gail Burstein does, what do you call them? Schmears. And to me, schmears are very similar to a swipe. It's basically, she adds paint to it and then swipes it. So, and she does a fantastic job. I've tried it a couple of times and it looks like a hot mess when I do it. So that's why I practice on tiles, because if you don't like it, you can soak it in hot water for about 5 to 10 minutes and then all the paint peels off. And if you like the underside, which I've actually liked the underside a couple of times, and I've used that for other mixed media purposes. So I just let it dry out again. So what you do is you put your undercoat down, and you kind of have an idea of what you want to do as far as if you want big lines of color or if you want little lines of color. And are you going to swipe sideways? Or are you going to start in the middle and swipe left, swipe right, or swipe left? I've seen people do it on the angle. So you kind of want to know what you're going for here when you start out. But I'm just going to do a basic side to side just so we can get started. So,
okay, quickie question.
Okay.
As far as the initial coat, I don't know if you can see the texture in mine or not. Is that okay?
I'm sorry. What? No, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Just yeah, because even mine has a little bit of texture in it, and you'll be fine. I just it'll all come out in the swipe, right? Right. Okay.
Right.
So, and I'm not even doing like even colors. I'm just kind of laying it out. You can be more precise. You can be more haphazard. It all depends on how you're feeling that day. And I tend to find that when I do it this way, when I'm less precise with my colors and I just kind of put them wherever they fall, I like the results better. I keep it a kind of random. Okay. So, and then what I do, like the end color usually ends up coming off the whole thing anyway. So I'll leave a little bit of white right there. And then obviously my swipe color is going to go here. So all these little pieces of white that are showing are going to go in as part of the swipe as well. So
you covering the canvas with the colors? I just
I'm
them on top of each other. I'm kind
of layering on top of each other, and I'm kind of just putting them in, just kind of putting them on laying them on top of the white. I did overlap the red and the blue a little bit and the purple and the red a little bit. So you can kind of see how I have it. And there's still pockets of white in there. I'm not being real super precise with it.
Okay.
Okay. And I did wider bands of color. I like that look better. That's just what I like. Some people just put a bunch of little lines of color. I've done rainbow ones where I had the 7 colors and I swiped across it and it looked really cool. But 3 colors is usually enough for a swipe. I have 4, well, plus white, so there's 5.
Yeah, I got 5, 6 plus white.
I like trying to keep my colors an odd number. I'm weird that way though, so. But I just mixed up that gold. So it's got a lot of bubbles in it. So I'm going to torch this really super quick before I put my swipe color on there. Just to pop some air bubbles.
Okay.
Before I swipe. And I've never used the mix for a swipe. I just got the mix. I haven't been able to play with it very much because of all the shenanigans going on. Which has been awesome. We raised over $2,000 for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And
that is awesome.
Tentative date for the next one is April 3rd. So I wanted to do something that would give us time to ship things out in time for Mother's Day and Father's Day. And
How thick of a line are you putting in for the white?
For the white is about a 1/2 inch.
About a half. Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to use this big piece that's. I use my thumb to measure. I'm weird. My thumb. What's that?
Can I use my husband's thumb because it's a little bit bigger than my thumb?
And I'm going to use a piece of. This is just a piece of packaging. From when I got, I think it was from when I got my webcam or something. I don't know. This is the packaging that it comes in.
One of those blister pack kind of things?
Yeah, just my ex-husband used to call me a hoarder, and I'm like, no, because I'll find a reason to use it. If I know it's just garbage and there will be nothing I'm going to be using it for, I'll put it in the recycling bin or whatever proper way to dispose of it. But when I know I can use
my
it,
Bondo. I use my Bondo spreader on mine.
Okay.
But yeah, if you use it more than a couple of times, then it's definitely suited a purpose. So
yeah,
I wouldn't worry about it.
Now you want to make connection with your paint and be very light-handed. Like I said, I am not light-handed, so we are just gonna. Hope for the best here. I don't know. Maybe this is just too thick of. Oh, there we go. So I usually, what I do is swipe and I miss the edge. I'll go back with the corner and do it, or sometimes I'll just kind of lay it down and pick it back up. So like right here, I'm just laying it down.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
What if it's in the middle on the bottom?
There we go.
Like I got a middle spot on the bottom.
I'm impressed with this. Oh, Michael popped in on break here. He just made Pop-Tarts, the cinnamon Pop-Tarts, and now I'm hungry. Damn it, Michael. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, so the thing you can do with swipes as well is you can tilt them.
Okay, that was.
You can if you want to. I mean, if you want. I mean, these are really cool cells, but I'm okay with them being a little oblong.
I already got some little cells.
So you can, move it. What I usually do is I just kind of try and move it slowly. Just to kind of make the cells bigger.
I got itty bitty dainty cells.
You get little itty bitty. See, I use that 24 karat gold. And that helps a lot. The the one thing I did notice about mix is it doesn't make cells on its own. You got to pay attention to what paints you're using. And see what you get.
Okay.
That's one thing about mix. If you want something that doesn't have any cells in it, yeah, watch your paints and you won't have cells. Floetrol has the ingredients for cells in it. Even glue and water will give you cells. So it just, you know, it's all in what you do. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this paint here and go around the edges. Because this one's cool enough to put in my, I call it my grab bag. I've got a bunch of like coasters that are like one of a, you know, like they're not part of a set. They're just kind of on their own. So I want to try something else too. I'm going to put some Floetrol paint down and swipe over, so use mix to swipe over Floetrol, because Floetrol and mix don't like each other very much. So I want
they don't get along.
Yeah, they're kind of, you know, I guess they have a sibling rivalry thing going on. I don't know. I'm an only child. I don't know how that works. Okay, so I'm making sure I got all my edges because I do like that. I think it turned out really cool because you can see the layers of colors in there, and I think it turned out really cool. So
I got a hot mess, but I'm okay. I'm learning.
Hey, you know, and it just, and you know, people are like, well, I'm just not getting this, and I don't know why, and I'm just stupid. I'm like, no, you're not stupid. You're learning.
I'm learning. Yep.
You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run. You gotta run before you climb mountains. So, you know, all in good time, my friends. All in good time. I mean, I wish I had me, you know, 2 years ago when I first started doing all of this, to mix my paints and say, oh, here, this is the way you want to do this. It's like, okay. So I'm going to take some mixed colors, or some mix, I'm going to use the mix white, and I'm going to use just the Floetrol colors that I have already pre-mixed. So I'm going to shake some bottles up here in a minute. So how's it going? Do you have any questions, Clara?
I just got to figure this out. That's all. I'm all.
Well, I've watched you do swipes in resin, so I know you know how to do the swipe. I know you know how to do it.
I'm gonna try and put a little bit more color down this time because I didn't have that much color before.
Yeah, and you know, you're gonna find that, you know, sometimes you don't. Sometimes certain colors will just totally take over, so you got to learn which ones those are. And
I'm using green gold.
Did you get Chris? I need to get my green gold out.
I always think of Chris every time I bring my green gold out.
I know, so do I. Chris from Desert Forest. If you don't know who he is, you need to go over and check out his channel. Or
pour me another.
Pour me another.
Yep.
I know, but you know, old habits die hard. Okay, so we're gonna see how this works. I don't know, we're gonna see how this works. I don't know, I'm getting a little crazy here because it's just tiles. So I'm feeling, I think it's because it's a gloomy day. I want to see bright colors. Because it's gloomy. It's cloudy and gloomy here. All right. So I'm going to kind of tip this way a little bit. There we go.
All right. So I got color more overall, but not as nice thick bands as you do. So I'm doing them out of the cups. So I got
Yeah,
thin
and
bands.
I use the stick a lot and just kind of lay color on there. But I don't put color on the end. A lot of people do put color on the end. I just leave it my swipe color. So, and I'll just kind of drizzle a little of this over the top too. All right, let's see what happens here. And I'm going to bring out. Actually, my arm hurt. My shoulder is really killing me today, so I'm surprised I can even do this. So
I give you a massage, but
yeah, a little far away.
you get an empathetic massage from afar. How about that?
Well, and that it's affecting my swipe here because I'm like
Shaky. Can't hold steady.
shaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little pull here and a little pull here. Just kind of. There we go.
All right, it got a lot more even, but it still looks like a snowstorm.
See, now you're gonna see. You might see some cell development later on as it pools up and does its reaction. So I'm going to walk this back. Wow, the yellow really took over on this one. And you might see, you know what? You might try it with your thinner colors too.
Yeah, I think I might do that. Because see, I've got a pretty even snowstorm.
There you go. So let's see what happens here. That looks cool, kinda. But it's all the basic. It's all the same concept. Just pulling color over other colors, and we'll go more into more detailed, more things. I'm going to practice that smear, and we'll do smears because I think smears would work in resin. If you use the if you use the what's that?
Smears.
Smears. Gail Bernstein does them. Mina's done a couple. I think Sarah's done a couple. They're kind of all over the place. Fiona was going to try one. She chickened out, which I don't blame her because they're hard. They are very hard. You got to have a very light hand. But it's like anything, though. You got to practice. So.
Oh, it is. I thought you were just being silly about the smear part.
Well, the funny thing is someone said smears, and I'm like, who has bagels? Because that's what I don't remember what bagel company it was, but that's what they called their cream cheese.
You're right.
Stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, who has bagels? I want bagels now. Damn it! But once I get that technique down, we'll go there because I think you could do that in resin if you had a thicker. Like when your resin starts to get a little thicker, or if you use the just resin where it's a little bit thicker to start with, I think you could do that. I think you could do that technique. I don't know. I don't remember if Erica has ever done it. I don't remember seeing anybody else do it, but it's something to play around with because that's resin and acrylic pouring are very closely related. They're both. I would say they're cousins. Okay, they're not sister brother type thing. But
there is a lot of techniques that do cross over on both. That's true.
Right, and you get similar results. So if you could, and you do just amazing work with the swipes. I've seen your swipes, lady.
Well, thank you.
I think that turned out pretty cool.
All right, I'm going to use my Dutch pour solution.
Okay.
Let's see what that does. And then one of them I might try and mix them both up.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do a consistency. You just see what you get for change your consistencies around. Because I'll be honest with you, I started with Mixed Media Girl Marcy. I started with her consistencies, and they just didn't work for me. and I tried Gina DeLuca's, and that didn't work for me. And and I tried Mina's, and her pouring medium was the first success that I had, where she used um, the gloss varnish and pouring medium stuff, and that's what got me to playing more with thicker consistencies and different pouring mediums and different things to play around with. And I just played it, and I came up with my own thing. And then I really realized that it's all about consistency and how to help people get a consistency, because warm honey doesn't work for me. Are we talking for warm honey? Are we talking water bath honey? Or are we talking microwave in the minutes, 3 minutes in the microwave warm honey? So I was like, come on, I need something more specific. Yeah. So the lacing on this is just fantastic.
That's pretty. I just looked up to see it. My head was in my tile here. All right.
So this is mixed base, and the gold I used in this is mixed as well. And the other 3 colors were mixed with Floetrol. So we're going to play around with that a little bit more too. One more, and then we'll wrap up for the day. So I still need to take a shower. I got to go run errands today. Got to do grocery shopping, canvas shopping, go to Menards and get. I found Menards. Okay, Menards has food in there. They have like a little grocery store in there, and they have these buttered toffee peanuts. And Michael and I will be sitting watching TV and we'll be fighting over who gets to put their hand in the peanuts next. Oh my God, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
You're funny.
it's just, because we're trying to stay away from ice cream, because both of us are putting on a little weight. So, because we like ice cream. Like,
Are
we
you
sit
doing a lot
down.
of baking over there too?
I haven't been lately, but I've been looking. I've been looking for new recipes for things, because apparently I lost a few of my recipes.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out about it, but it's life. At least the thing with me is I remember, okay, I had this ratio and this ratio, and this recipe is really close to mine, so I can tweak this and know it. I do have my chocolate chip cookie recipe, which is a secret. It'll be a family secret recipe. I won't share that with anybody except for my girls.
Well, that answers that question. Never mind.
I will share a version of it. I just won't share
the version.
The one version. Okay, let's do this.
Fine.
Let's stick with the bright colors here. I got some neon orange. Let's put some neon orange down. Come on, work with me.
All right, I got a little bit more when I did the Dutch pour colors on top, but
did you?
Yeah, just a little bit. It's still a dainty snowstorm.
Okay, so maybe try watering down your swiping color a little bit more.
Okay.
Just make it like a straight up Dutch pour type.
That's what I was going to use the next time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going. At least my thinking's going in the right direction, so I feel better.
Yeah, you're doing good. Doing good, lady. Okay, what's Scout going on about? Okay, here's me using magenta. What is wrong with me?
Let me take out some influence. Yay!
I'm gonna do magenta.
You know a great color lesson is to use mostly neutrals and then add one color, like something that's not neutral into the mix, and play with different variations of that. It gets you to expand how you work with colors a bit. It's really interesting and quite a challenge.
That would be a challenge. We should do that in our group. I was thinking after the first of the year, because everybody's busy with Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the and Yule and all the holidays around this time of year, and my birthday, because that's important too.
That's a holiday.
That's a holiday. But I'm thinking after the first of the year, I think in our group, I'm going to start doing more challenges and saying, okay, let's do this, and then we'll tag each other on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can get the sharing going. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
So, speaking of my birthday, for my birthday month of December, over on my Patreon, if you sign up for my Patreon at any level, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a commissioned 12 by 12 fantasy flower. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and I'm weeble wobbling. But I'll be, and if you're already a patron, you'll be entered. I've decided I'm going to do 2 entries for people, or 2 drawings, one for my current patrons and one for my new patrons. But the current patrons, like that signed up before December 1st.
Your loyal ones?
My loyal patrons, yes. They will be put into both drawings. So.
Well, that's nice. Hey, that seems to be doing something.
Are you getting something?
I got something. Little something.
There you go. See, now, if you wanted to, you can leave it or you can stretch it out. Or you just, I don't know. It's up to you. You just play in the paint. That's what today is all about. Today is about playing in paint.
Still kind of on the dainty side, so we're not looking at big, ginormous ones, but that's okay. Oh,
yeah. Thank you, Michael, for going and checking on Scout, because he's like barking up a storm. There, see, you got some. See, now that was your ticket. Your swipe color was a little too thick. See, I'm gonna pour. I don't like this neon as much as I thought I did, so we're gonna go straight down. We're gonna go straight back up. There we go. Yeah, I'm not loving this neon orange. I like it. I actually like it. Actually, let's do it this way. Straight down.
So speaking of pre-records, a lot of my videos, it's almost a little bit of a nod to Marcy and how she does her videos. They're usually short and sweet. And
yeah.
Like, here's the product. Here, this is how I put it together, and then close-ups. Yeah. And then I always throw detail shots at the end of it, and then I throw my the colors I use at the end. Because inevitably, I start off a video, and I'll be like, I'm going to play with these colors today, and right in the middle of it, while I'm in the moment, it's like, no, let me throw this in. No, let me throw that in.
Oh, I want to put this color in instead. You know, yeah, I get that. I get that. Totally get that. That one's kind of cool now. I like the balance of the neon orange in there now.
I like playing with neons. But you probably already know
so
that.
So do I. But this neon orange. This is the Artist Loft neon orange, and I forget that it will take over. It will be like, it is mine. So I'm going to torch this one. I'm going to do a recap of what I got done, and then we'll do a recap of what you got done, and then we're going to go about our day and let people play in the paint And you guys, if you're learning from this, let us know in the comments below. Let us know on our Facebook group. We've got a Facebook group, The Artist Haven. So I'm gonna start with this one. This one turned out kind of weird.
Easy recap. Snowstorm, 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 a little snow cells.
These ones turned out pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of the orange, the way the orange kind of took over, but I'm gonna let it be. We're gonna see how it dries. Maybe one of the other colors will come and beat it into submission. Because that doesn't happen. There's
a silent challenger.
Yeah, there's always a silent challenger. Here is the one for, this is the green and magenta and yellow. This is a cadmium yellow. I think it's the light hue. And then, bum, ba, ba. Okay, there is that one. That one turned out. This is just 100% mixed. There's nothing else in here but mixed colors or mixed pouring medium. No silicone, no nothing. The colors I used are 24 karat gold by Deco Art. This is Bordeaux red by Arteza, dioxazine purple from Liquitex Basics, and I think this is Prussian blue from Liquitex Basics as well. So I use a lot of basics because that's usually what is available to me. I'm going to see what I can get at Hobby Lobby today. And if I can't get some stuff at Hobby Lobby, then I'm going to be at the mercy of the internet. So,
yeah, the internet's a little thin lately.
We might go to Paducah, but the Michaels down there is very, very, very picked over. So you got one to work out though. I saw there, Miss Clara.
Do I now?
You got one to work out.
Yeah. Yep. One. I'm trying. I would like to have two. Just two. Do a skip trial.
Now, are you using butcher paper or are you using different things to swipe with? Or
Absolutely. Nope. Using the same thing.
Okay, maybe try with it if you're not getting the results you want, try with a different swiping tool. If you're using paper, go to something harder. Or you can use a paper towel, a damp paper towel. I almost said the M word, a damp paper towel.
I will say this more. Don't talk. I'm not for the M word.
Let's not go there. The M word is bad.
What's the only way to describe a turkey?
No, it's not. You can say juicy. Juicy's better.
See, that turned out a little bit.
That turned out epic. I love that.
So most of mine look like snowstorms.
No, but they're very soft and subtle. That's pretty.
See, snowstorm on the grass field. Snowstorm looking up in the sky and on Grandma's flower garden. This one's working on it. It's thinking about it. I have to play with
you'll have some dimethicone for our next try, and we'll play around with that, and maybe you'll get more results. It also depends on the paints that you're using and all of that too. So sometimes I find that if I use like one opaque, one transparent, then one semi-transparent, I get more cells. Sometimes if I use all dense paint, some of them will, like the white will just go right to the bottom, and all the other colors will just like, here I am. So it depends on what your paints are, depends on your consistency. You just got to play around with it and learn your paints and learn your technique. That's all this is, y'all. You're not going to pick up a paintbrush or, bottle of paint and some Floetrol or pouring medium, whatever you choose to use, mix them together, and boom, you have a painting. That's not how this works. Yeah. Sorry. You have to practice. And if you need to practice, use inexpensive paint. Don't go out and buy all Goldens. I mean, you can. If you have that kind of disposable income, cool. When you're out there buying Goldens, use my wish list and buy me a birthday present and send me some Goldens too. So, but I think you're getting it. You got the technique down, and that is the thing that is the hardest part. You can do that nice, even glide. And that's what I struggled with, is getting that nice, even glide and then learning how to fix the edges when I didn't like them. So for me, like I said, I just take what I swiped with and I just tap the edge and pull it out. And that kind of makes these edges kind of do their thing. So I'm actually starting to like this orange one now. The cells are starting to.
I really like that one right there.
So I'm excited for this.
It's funny. I have noticed a definite pattern between you and I. It's like when I do stuff, teaching you, you have the same kind of results as I'm having today. So it's like we flip-flop around.
Well, and it's just all about practice and confidence. Confidence is the other thing, too. It's like, okay, I hope this works. No, you got to go in and say, damn it, this is going to work, because I'm going to be its boss, and it's going to work,
Exactly.
You just, you can't be timid. I mean, you can be. You're just not going to get the results you want, And sometimes you won't get the results you want. They'll be better. That's one thing that I learned about acrylic pouring. Yeah, it's not exactly what I was going for, but this looks better than what I had envisioned. So I'm going to go with this,
Yeah, there's your plan, and then there's the paint's plan.
Exactly. And, all fluid art has its own way of doing things, it's saying, hey, you want to do what? So you got to learn when it's being temperamental and learn how to you got to practice. And here's my thing. I have been going live every day since last year, not every day, but at least 5 times a week, 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
For over a year now, since October 3rd of last year.
Yeah.
So you'd think I did a painting I did at least one painting every single day, just, whether I was recording or, doing a live stream or doing whatever. I did a painting.
You've been doing it every day almost since Johnny.
Yeah.
Thing, right?
Well, I've been doing it every day since Johnny, not every day, but, several a week at the very least. So, yeah, since last July, I've had to do 7 paintings a week,
Yeah, I've been that's when I started every day, was after Johnny. I just kept going. I didn't stop.
And here's the thing. I did record videos back then, but then I realized I hated editing, and that's when I started embracing the live streams. And people are like, well, you'd be at 3,000 people if you did edited videos. I'm like, yeah, but my mental health would be declined. So, because it really does. I'm too picky. I got to learn to let go, and I'm learning. But anyway,
you'll get
so next week, barring any incidents or anything going on with either Clara's life or my life, because we've had some things going on in our lives, so. We'll be back on next Thursday, and Clara's going to be teaching me how to do a swipe in resin. So you want to be sure to turn in for that. Friday night and Saturday night, both evenings, 7 p.m. Friday night Flip Cup with my pal Brooke, and then Saturday night is Saturday Night Shenanigans, where you guys out in YouTube land get to pick the colors that I use in my pour, and I have an idea. I just got to make sure I can find what I need to do it with. So you'll get to see that on Saturday. I'm going back to do it pouring over some weird stuff. So we'll see how this goes.
Some weird.
Well, I poured over a tennis racket, air intake vent. I've used shelf liner, the Holy shelf liner. I mean, I've done all kinds of weird stuff. The liner that goes in the bottom of a kitchen sink, so you don't break your
Strainer?
dishes and went over that.
Oh, that. Okay.
We've done all kinds of fun stuff on Saturday Night Shenanigans because, we got to keep it shenanigan-y, So I've got something up my sleeve. I just got to make sure I can find what I'm looking for. I had an idea. So, anywho, testing Tuesday, Wednesday night, Artapalooza. Remember, if you join Patreon this month before noon on December 30th, you'll be put in a drawing for a commissioned 12 by 12 fantasy flower pour. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Clara, for taking time out of your schedule to join us. I appreciate you. You're awesome.
It's been fun.
Thank you. Remember, be kind to one another.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, for Pete's sakes.
What did you do now?
Nothing.